And our top focus at this hour, a shocking revelation is coming from the United States. And that is, American troops deployed in active war zones may have been exposed through commercially available smartphone location data. US military officials have now officially confirmed that adversaries could exploit digital tracking information to monitor or even target American personnel on the battlefield. That's right. The warning came in a letter shared by Democratic Senator Ron Wyden, where the US Central Command admitted that it had received multiple threat reports about enemies exploiting commercial location data to survey or target US forces deployed in conflict zones. The disclosure marks the first official confirmation that American troops in active theater or war may have been compromised through the global surveillance economy, where smartphone apps, adversaries, and data brokers collect and sell user location information. According to lawmakers, this data can reveal where troops gather, how they move, and their daily operational patterns. Intelligence that could potentially be used for missile strikes, drone attacks, roadside bombing, or espionage operations as well. The concern is particularly alarming as CENTCOM oversees the Gulf region, where US forces are currently engaged in heightened tensions with Iran around the Strait of Hormuz. Lawmakers have now accused the Pentagon of moving too slowly to protect military personnel from digital tracking threats. They have urged the military to disable advertising IDs on official devices, switch off location sharing, and move away from browsers like Google Chrome in sensitive operational zones. Republican Congressman and former U.S. Army Special Forces officer Pat Harrigan has warned that browsers designed to collect user data are effectively becoming weapons in the hands of America's adversaries. The issue also ignites broader concerns around the global data trade, where tech companies, apps, and advertising networks routinely harvest user movement data and sell it through a vast ecosystem of brokers and intermediaries. Even earlier investigations had exposed how commercially available location data could track US special operations forces moving from American bases to sensitive locations in Syria. But the latest disclosure has intensified pressure in Washington to treat the commercial surveillance industry not just as piracy concern, but also as a growing national security threat. As modern warfare becomes increasingly digital, the battlefield may no longer be limited to missiles and drones, but also the smartphones soldiers carry in their pockets. I am being joined by Air Commodore Dr. Ashminder Singh Bahal. He's a defense and a strategic expert. Thank you so much, sir, for joining me on the broadcast. So, Dr. Singh, my first question to you is that when we talk about, cyber warfare, modern warfare, we talk about, CCTVs being tracked, a lot of other things, but to track location of your smartphone, I mean, this new report, it does expose that now data is becoming an increasing tool as a weapon in war, but it is also shedding light on how easily it was for Iran specifically to track US troops through their smartphone locations.
Absolutely, Nancy. Jai Hind, and thank you for inviting me. If you remember 17th, 18th September, when pager attacks were carried out in 2 days, 42 people were killed, mostly Hezbollah fighters, and along with their family members, and 3,500 were injured. And in those 2 days, those pagers had just 7 to 8 grams of explosives that were put in and remotely activated. See how the digital technology has evolved today. And learning from this, in November 2020, and I stand corrected, November 2024, the hacking groups of Iran, they started in earnest. And you would be very surprised to know that there is a proper intelligence wing of military, I stand corrected, of Ministry of Intelligence Services in Iran. And who do they have? They have IRGC linked APT groups. What is APT? Advanced Persistent Threat Groups. They are nothing but state sponsored and state directed hacker groups. What they do is they can hack into using Viper malware, that is malicious software, which is called malware. And they also use DDoS systems. They can use email phishing, and they can get into either your smart mobile, or they can even get, remember in India, people are put under digital arrest. How is it done? They use similar tactics and similar techniques. Today, whatever you are watching on social media, let me tell you, somebody is recording it somewhere. I have seen it happen so many times. You see, even when you watch Netflix, they are telling you, this is the movie you will like, this is the serial you will like. because they have identified your social habits. They know where you stay, they know where you go, which hotel you frequent. And that is exactly how the data was collected from the smartphones by the data brokers, and it's commercially available today. That's how you get numerous calls. They know which are the guys who would like to get their healthcare checks done. And once you know where they are done, you are aligning three things. First is cyber operations. Second is information operations, which means operations conducted either from ground or air with the help of electronic intelligence or communication intelligence, which catches what you are speaking on mobiles or you're speaking on even landline phones. It can be able to hack into. And then other type of information operations is also that is human intelligence, where like in Bahrain there are 55% Shias.
Right.
Similarly, in all the Gulf countries, there are close to 10 to 15% Shia people. And those locals help you confirm. You will not believe it to the extent to which this psychological warfare also took place along with. The third factor is kinetic operations. By using Shahid drones or by
Right.
using Khyber missiles, they were able to target the location, the hotels where the soldiers stayed. Let me give you an example. Erbil Hotel, 6 American troops were killed over there, and another was in Baghdad. So, how do they do that? First, they get from commercially operating data, then they confirm it with the help of their agent spies or local people, and then they use, there is a group called Handala Hack Team. Now, this
Okay.
is a hackers group which is operating from Iran. If you remember, there were 4 universities targeted by Israel as well as Americans: Iran
Right.
University of Science and Technology, Sharif University, Isfahan University, Shahid Benesti University. Because these hacker groups were operating from there, they were able to send messages to these soldiers, including Marines. They sent a message to say, "We know who you are, our missiles know it, your every move is being monitored." Imagine the psychological pressure. And then they said, "We are going to send drones and missiles to hit you." Now this is the kind of pressure, and how much degraded the operational efficiency becomes if you have such knowledge. And today cyber operations, information operations aligned with kinetic operations make a powerful enemy uh, come down to its knees with the help of such devices, and they are existing even in India. Let me give you one example. Do you remember the Chinese hacking of our power stations, of our police groups, of our, those vendors who are involved with defense? You remember the Mumbai power outage that took place, where the locals were not running and lakhs of people were on the road. And that first the government said it was hacked, and later on they said it was not hacked. But let me tell you, today there are Red Echo Group or Tag 28 or Tag 38 Chinese hackers that are operating and trying to monitor and maintain those phishings or those malware which can get activated when you want it to be activated.
Right.
That is how the warfare is going to be in future. It's not going to be only kinetic, it is going to be cyber and information space also.
And what's interesting, Dr. Behl, in this is, and what's I would say ironical, is because I think there was a report as well where we got to know that Israel tracked the CCTV cameras in Tehran to locate the supreme leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei when they launched the Operation Fury. So it's not that Israel and US are not aware of how data tracking works, how you use data and to weaponize it in war. But I want to ask you that after there was threats in Pentagon, the Pentagon went to the soldiers and they asked them to stay off of websites as well, like Chrome, which are usually not protected as the Pentagon believes. Although the Chrome has come out, Google has come out and they have said and defended their website. But I just want to ask that what kind of role does this big tech giants play in this warfare? Because
In
they are
fact,
particularly a big platform which is making your data available to your enemy in a war.
In fact, today, most of the big companies which are involved with information technology, with internet services, globally, they carry and collect data of each and every individual. That is why I was telling you that whether you watch your television, whether you're walking on the streets, every camera today is interlinked. Like when I was working for East Delhi as CEO, we had cameras networked with the local police stations so that within that area, if there was any crime taking place, it could be quickly acted upon. So if they can hack into your this system, they will know what is happening in every street. And what is more important is, especially when the troops are deployed for extended duration of time, extended duration, they want to talk to their families. Now you say you don't use internet, you say you use only standalone systems, computer systems, but how long can you survive? Today your whole life is dependent on the mobile phone. You want to talk to your children, you want to talk to your wife, you want to talk to your friends. They want to know the welfare of you. Especially when a bomb drops in Dubai, everybody wants to know whether that bank, financial institution, or everybody there who's been hacked is safe or not. And you have to talk to them. And that is why today we have to look at systems, not just that you restrict the usages of mobile phones. In fact, in our Air Force, these phones have been restricted from a very long time. These smartphones, you can use the normal phone, but you can't use the smartphones inside where you work. But the problem is, how do you connect with the entire world? So you need highly secured systems also available to the soldiers, so that they can talk back to their families. But moment they do that, also some part of it gets leaked out. So where do you draw the line? And that is why the countries that are highly technologically proficient, like the US, like the Israelis using their Mossad in Pages attack, these countries become overconfident. And
But
when
Dr.
their
Bell,
people are,
I'm so sorry to cut you short in between. But Dr. Bell, how do you think that one can prevent, this leak of data at a time when your country is at war and it becomes a issue of national security?
you're very right. And that is where there are two words used for this, digital hygiene.
Okay.
And you have to educate your masses, the soldiers, the down to line, that Bhoop Singh, Sipai Bhoop Singh, who's not so technologically savvy, but today's army is also technically and technologically advanced in using drones and very advanced systems. So we need to educate down to the Sipai Bhoop Singh as to how to operate these technologically advanced systems, how to be digitally hygienic, how to ensure that your digital footprint does not expose your location. And we also have to have such serious laws, though we have laws, but we need to implement them seriously, where the big companies that are drawing out our data are not so easily able to sell it to data brokers, who then make a lot of money. Why do you think this hacking that is taking place? You open a wedding card today and you find that your entire account has been hacked and you got nothing left, or people put you under digital arrest. There is nothing like digital arrest, but people have been losing crores and losing it virtually every month, every day. Somewhere in India, somebody is getting fooled by these hackers. So we have to do a lot. We have to be proactive. Right now, we are reactive. We say whenever an incident takes place, okay, we'll take strong action. Fine. But what is your proactive measure? Now, Army and Air Force are taking these proactive measures.
Right.
Today, I remember my phone used to be kept right outside on the gate, the smartphone, before I walked into my office.
Okay.
But we need to do something similar, and we need to go back. You remember going back to those old phones which cannot be tracked,
Right.
which don't have
The
any
Nokia's.
GPS or internet services?
Right.
Absolutely. So we need to go back to those systems when we are operating in operational areas.